Podcast with James D. Jackson.
Hello and welcome again to the Rip Jersey Podcast. I'm your host, James D. Jackson. And man, we had another great day of sports. It's one of those days that only happen in October where you have hockey on, you got baseball on, you got football on, you got basketball on. I was flipping through all the channels trying to see what was going on. There's a lot to get into today. But hey, if you're watching on YouTube or listening on the podcast app, subscribe to the podcast, man. We got a lot to get into. Let's get started.
All right, let's go. Here's the first story of the day.
People have been saying the regular season hasn't mattered in this baseball postseason because of the new playoff format and the results of what went down with two of the top teams this year. The Dodgers got beat after winning 111 games this season. They didn't make it to the championship series. The Atlanta Braves got beat after winning 101 games this season and not making it to the championship series. So people that have been opposed to the changes of the postseason format have been talking about this new format is bad for baseball because of that. It shows you that the best teams aren't in the championship series. Now, here's what I'll say. Just because you win all those games, it doesn't mean you'll have a big advantage come playoff time. You still got to play the games. In the postseason, you still got to play the games. The reason you win all those games in the regular season is so that you have home field advantage in the postseason. And we're already seeing that matters a lot as of right now. Because the first story of the day is the Astros beat the Yankees 3-2 in Game 2 of the ALCS and now have a 2-0 series lead in that series. Now, I said all that about the home field advantage because the Yankees, who have struggled this series, so to speak, with all of the strikeouts that they had, Aaron Judge had a chance to put them on top in the 8th inning last night, where he hit a home run, or he hit a ball that would have been a home run in Yankee Stadium. In fact, it probably would have been a home run in only Yankee Stadium throughout all of the major league stadiums. So imagine you playing in Yankee Stadium. Imagine the Yankees had won more games than the Astros this season, and they're playing in Yankee Stadium. That ball he hit 345 feet that was knocked out by the wind of the Houston Astros dome, it would have changed the series as a whole. Because now they're down 2-0. It seems very bleak. It's very bleak as of right now. Now, if you had 1-1, there's a lot that can happen. You're still in it. Down 2-0 against the Astros is very bleak. It is. Because, as I said before, the Yankees were going to be the underdogs in this series. They were. The Astros most see it as they have the better team because in the regular season, home runs wins you games. But in the postseason, it's all about pitching. And the bullpen of the Astros just better than, I think, most of the teams in the postseason. And it just seems like the Yankees can't get over the hump against the Astros. We had 2017, which is controversial. They didn't beat them. They lost in 7. We had 2019, where it may or may not have been, a fair matchup then. There's speculation about some buzzer that it hasn't been proven, so we won't talk about it much. And now you have this year. And the Yankees are just losing by not being able to hit the ball. The pitching has dominated for the Astros in this one. And as I said with the Astros last time when we talked about the Seattle Mariners in their series, you cannot make a mistake against the Astros because the Astros are just that good of a team. And if you strike out 30 times in these two games, which the Yankees have done, you're not going to win. That's 30 outs of the 54 in these two games have come by strikeout. The Yankees have struggled at the plate mightily. And then the Astros, who haven't had a hit from their best players in this series, Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez, neither one of those guys have had a hit in the series. If you haven't noticed that, neither one of those guys have had a hit. they still win the game because of their dominant pitching, and they only need, one big swing. Alex Bregman did it for them with a 3-run home run. It's too much to overcome, and now it looks very bleak for the Yankees. It does. What they do have to look forward to is they have 3 home games coming up in this series because the home away deal is a little different this year. So that's what the Yankees have to look forward to. Let's get into the next thing. Let's react to some scores.
Here's the second story of the day.
Second story of the day is the scores we react to from around the sports world. And let's get into it.
Number 5.
Number 5, the Chargers took down the Broncos 19-16 in overtime on Monday Night Football. The Chargers' Dustin Hopkins made a 39-yard field goal to win that game. Russell Wilson completed 15 of 28 passes for 188 yards and 1 touchdown. He's got a lot of flack this year for his performance on the field. It's not what they expected in Broncos country when they traded away so many picks and players for Russell Wilson. Justin Herbert, on the other hand, for the Chargers, completed 37 of 57 passes for 238 yards and 1 interception. His arm's going to fall off 57 passes. That's crazy.
Number 4.
Number 4, the Cardinals get back on the winning side, taking down the Saints 42-34 on Thursday Night Football. It was the 2 pick sixes in that decided that one for the Cardinals. The defense was just on and well. And if you haven't seen the clip of Marco Wilson diving into the end zone after his interception and touchdown, you got to go look at that. That's one of the craziest highlights. NFL has a very weird angle of it, of reacting to the quarterback, like he was looking at the quarterback and he was disappointed, and you see Marco Wilson just flying through the air in the background celebrating his touchdown. It's one of the funniest things you'll see. You go check that out.
Number 3.
In the Battle of LA in the NBA, the Clippers beat the Lakers 103-97. Kawhi Leonard, in his return game after being hurt most of the season last year, scored 14 off the bench. He came off the bench in this one. For the Lakers, Lonnie Walker IV led the Lakers with 26 points, but obviously it just wasn't enough because Paul George led the Clippers with 15 points, and the dominant duo of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard was too much again for LA. That is becoming a one-sided series out there. The Clippers in that Battle of LA.
Number 2.
Number 2, the Bucks snuck past the 76ers in their season opener 90-88. We talked about James Harden being back. I still believe that, and he had another great game in this one. James Harden had 31 for Philly, but the Bucks defense kept him from scoring the game-winning shot. Great defense from them. Giannis had 21 points and 13 rebounds in the win. I think he's going to go after MVP again this year. Another great performance from him.
Number 1.
Number 1 is, we'll talk about the game that's coming up today. Who you got? The Padres and Phillies take the field in Game 3. The Padres just tied the series 1-1 after the Phillies had a very good game in Game 1. Who you got in this one? Let me know in the comment section who you got to win Game 3 of the NLCS.
Here's the third story of the day.
The third story of the day is something I wasn't expecting. I don't think many people were expecting to happen last night. One of the most talented running backs in football was traded last night. The Carolina Panthers traded away Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers for a multitude of picks in that series. Let's look at it. The 49ers obviously get Christian McCaffrey, and the Panthers get a 2023 second round, 2023 third round, and a 2023 fourth round. Oh, but also they get a 2024 fifth round in the swap. Just a haul for the Carolina Panthers. And it's one of those weird trades that I want to go back and look at and do a full segment on later on, because the Panthers just gave up they just fired Matt Rule, their head coach, last week. They traded for Baker Mayfield before this season, and that hasn't worked out well for them. They got, they haven't had the greatest of seasons. So why not get off of your star running back that everybody in the NFL wants? Well, I would say mostly the teams in the NFL wants. Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers head coach, is a running style coach. Most of his offense is predicated on a dominant run game. Deebo Samuel and their other running backs out there have been banged up for most of this year. And now to get Christian McCaffrey, who is also a guy that stays banged up. It's just a weird trade, I think, overall. I'm not sure how to pan out just yet. But Christian McCaffrey going to the 49ers, if it works out for the 49ers, they'll have, all those guys in the backfield. And Christian McCaffrey is not just a great running back. He's also a great receiver. And he's able to spread out and catch a lot of passes out there for them. When the 49ers get healthy, I think they're going to be probably the top two team in the NFC after the Eagles, who are number one at this point, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But with the 49ers getting Christian McCaffrey, if everybody gets healthy, because they got so many starters out, if everybody gets healthy and they get Christian McCaffrey, who becomes healthy for that rotation, it'll be an outstanding thing for them. The Panthers obviously are punting because they're not good in any part of the game of football. So getting all these picks is ideal for them. They got to start rebuilding that roster. So I can see it, but it's weird for the 49ers side to get him because of all the guys are going to be free agents this year. Most of the guys are top running backs because Christian McCaffrey was in that loaded class of running backs when he got drafted. I think it was 2017 when he got drafted. So just another one of those crazy, crazy trades. But hey, I made a video about the New Orleans Pelicans after their first game in their season opener against the Brooklyn Nets where they won. Go check that out if you haven't already. There's a lot of speculation for the Pelicans this year with Zion returning. Let me know how I did in the comments. Let me know what you think. But that's all I have for you today. This has been the Rip Jersey Podcast. I'm your host, James D. Jackson, and we appreciate you for sticking around with us. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I have a podcast called Rip Jersey. Follow that, add it to your playlist. Listen to it wherever you can. Thanks for watching again.